Tuesday, episode 1, Tuesday, October 28th.
Is that how we're gonna start it?
I don't really know how else to start.
Okay.
I just think every podcast I've ever listened to has set the date to start. So, I'm setting the date. Start
Good.
October 28th. The StutterAnd Podcast.
Excellent.
For the time being.
For the time being, name TBD.
Yeah.
For now, we'll take StutterAnd. My natural inclination is just to start it the same way as Son of a Boy Dad starts it, where they clap. But I don't know.
Do a clap if it makes you feel comfortable. Do a clap. Okay.
Action.
Does that make you feel better?
No, I'll probably want to edit that out because
that's
I'm fully stealing.
That's
stuff
also
from
the
Son of a
whole
Boy
reason
Dad.
we're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
The whole reason we're doing the podcast is that so you can just replicate what Son of a Boy Dad is.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much exactly. First impressions from 30 seconds into the podcast. This is not as easy as it seems.
It's hard. It's really hard.
What do you think is the hardest part?
There's just like an uncomfortable air in the room that
I meant more physically, like setting it up. Maybe you want to go into some of the setup.
Well,
Why don't you talk about the tech?
the tech was a problem. I'm sure we'll get better at this when as we keep doing it. I still think Zoom could be easier, but the lamp situation, we had 2 lamps behind us, not I don't know if you should be looking at the camera.
No, I'm just looking at the tech. And I'm also trying to take a mental image of where that lamp is so that next time we know exactly where to put it.
Okay. Yeah,
Not
the
that it's
tech is the tech is not great.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to work on that.
Okay.
Along with our podcasting skills, probably.
Yeah.
So where do we want to start?
So I think we start with explaining why we want to do the podcast. Also, I've historically kind of been a fan of just going into it without the explanatory comma, as they say. Like you just start doing what you're doing instead of telling anyone why you're doing it. But maybe
I
this
think it is
requires an
important.
explanation.
Yeah, it probably is important.
Okay. So you wrote down some goals for the podcast.
I do. So I have a stutter. We started StutterAnd a year and a half ago. Some of my goals, I think, is just to help other people at Stutter. So not really like however many people listen to this doesn't really matter to me. Are you also seeing the thumbs down on the?
Yeah.
All right.
It's
All right.
gone now.
All right, never. Well, that's what I was saying.
Go ahead.
I think if we could help one person that stars, I think something like this would have helped me 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, when I was leaving teaching and getting into a different career role. Hearing someone else who has a stutter and like what they're doing and how they help themselves could have definitely helped me. So I'm not saying the whole podcast should be about that, but I think definitely parts of it, because I think the one thing that's important about stuttering is what helps me. It doesn't necessarily help the other person. So I could be doing one thing in the morning and that works great for me, and the other person needs a different method, or they try what I do and it doesn't work. So I think just sharing different methods is important.
I'm curious how much detail you're going to want to go into as it relates to specific instances where it's tough for you. You referenced it being challenging about 2.5 years ago when you were teaching. Do you think you'll want to go into that on this podcast? I don't mean this episode. I mean on the podcast in general.
I think once we get more comfortable with the podcast setup, I think
Once we figure out the tech.
We'll get more into it. But I think hopefully down the road we could get to a point where I'll start sharing different stories. Like I like sharing more funny stories, not like difficult times. So I wrote down the look. If there's any other stutterers out there, I'm sure they know what I'm talking about. When you start to stutter and the person on the other end of your conversation doesn't know you have a stutter or have never seen someone that stutters, and they give more of a confused look. It's hard to really understand. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Because the person on the other end doesn't necessarily mean it in a bad way. They're more just like have never seen someone stutter before, and they are curious to what's going on. And then on my end, I'm like, all right, now I have to tell them I have a stutter, and then they feel bad, I guess, to have a stutter, and then I feel bad that they feel bad, and it's a whole.
Yeah.
We get into a little bit of a feel bad off. So
Feel bad off. I like that.
We get into a feel
I don't
bad
think I've
off.
ever heard you call it a feel bad off before. It's
It's
a good way of putting it.
Yeah,
it's a good way of putting it. I just think it's funny.
Yeah, we're in a feel bad off.
Yeah. No one wants to be in a feel bad off.
And then it's just like this uncomfortable tension, not tension, uncomfortable air, and then, but I think calling it the look will translate for a lot of people that stutter, because that's how I've always considered it, where it's like,
Yeah.
what's that? Or like they don't even mean it in a mean way. It just like is what it is. But
There's two things I'm mentally tabling for the rest of this episode. One is what you were talking about that you do in the morning. It might not work for everyone, but it works for you. I think eventually we should talk about what you do in the morning, because I think that's super interesting. And then the second thing I've already forgotten. Maybe the next iteration of this we need a notepad. But what I was thinking actually when we went to get burgers before this was that I wasn't sure if you were gonna. You order now like perfectly
yeah,
seamlessly, and I only ordered because I was ordering 2 burgers and a bunch of other things, and so that's why I took the reins there. It had nothing to do with your speech.
no,
But I thought that it would be. What that made me think was like maybe somewhere in this. Not tonight. When I'm talking about in this, I'm just talking about like this whole. What we're envisioning is like a series of podcasts. It could be like my experience at blank, my experience doing Y, my experience with Z, because I think it would be interesting and relatable to people to like understand like where are like the more challenging areas.
yeah. I think everyone has different areas that they struggle with. But there is a lot of common places, like the phone. I know for like everyone is a problem.
Yeah.
Like ordering. Where else? Like introducing yourself. So this is a funny one. I have a hard time saying my last name, like Michael Brown. So Brown always gives me a problem. And at Chipotle, I love Chipotle. They ask you what color rice you want to start, and I get stuck on the brown rice like every single time, and I cannot. That's like the one last remaining stone, I guess, is getting that right, and then I'm good the rest of the order. But like saying brown, I'll have brown rice is interesting, but I also don't want the podcast to be fully about this, because I think what helped me the most is Joey Langone specifically works for Barstool, and he helped me more than anything, and we talked for not even that long, and I think just seeing him thrive in a situation that, like, I love Barstool and follow them, and seeing that he could work there and he has a stutter, I was like, only thought I could like do this and that. So
Yeah.
I don't want this to be like a everyone feel bad for me situation, because I do think it has given me qualities where I think I have a leg up on other people, honestly.
I agree with you.
I don't want to say that in like a most humble way possible.
Well, right now it's only us listening to this, so I'm not judging you, and no one else can. We may have 0 viewers all time, so for now at least there's no judgment.
But that's kind of our goal, is like one. If even like this reaches one stutter and they're like, oh, I can relate to whatever he said or whatever situation that is, then it's a success. It's not really about the viewers to me, as it is about reaching a stutter and having the impact that like Joey Langone had on me. I would like to have that on another person.
I think that's a noble and humble goal. I think that's pretty achievable. The one thing I was saying, what I was thinking when you were like, when I have to order brown rice at Chipotle, I was like envisioning tangents we'd go on this podcast. Like I was going to make a comment that you shouldn't be ordering brown rice anyway because white rice is better. And then I was envisioning that becoming something that
I just think it's more of
like
a pretty bland topic. What type of rice is better?
Well, I know. I just think that
I feel like we're both people that are funny.
Oh, but you're not funny if you say you're funny, so you can't say.
Are funny, like in the know type of things, and I think us debating which type of rice is better, brown or white rice, I feel like we're above
it's like
that.
Those,
I just think we're above that.
It's the foodie boys, though.
But the foodie boys are debating more food. Like, you love food. Why are you debating which rice is better, brown rice or?
No, I know.
You should be introducing
us
us
mostly
to
kidding.
new foods.
I didn't really think we'd talk extensively about brown rice versus white rice at Chipotle. But I was just, because we're starting this as a, I don't know how you start a ceramic bowl. What is it? It starts as clay. What does it start? What's the gray stuff it starts as, and then it forms into something?
Clay?
I guess clay. Yeah. My point was that it's a better analogy.
It's a
blank canvas.
I feel like we turned on the lamp and hit record and your brain stopped functioning.
Mine or
yours?
Yeah, I guess mine a little bit.
You're acting very odd and I don't like it.
Well, what I'm trying to do, if I'm being totally honest, is I'm trying to be like moderator.
I don't want that.
No,
however you feel like you want to contribute.
No, I know, but I think that's like a fun way for me to contribute. It's like ask questions and like I've said this to you before. Like I think it's better to be the like more quiet person in the room and the one who asks questions and doesn't act like a know-it-all than be the one who's like, oh, I know this, I know that. I'm the expert.
So what you're
that.
trying to do is have me be the know-it-all.
I guess
not in quiet.
I guess we can't have a silent podcast though. If we can't really ask all questions, someone needs to contribute something, or else we're just sitting here.
So the goal of this podcast is for you to not come off as the talkative know-it-all and put everything on me, and you be the moderator, and then me come off as this guy that has not conquered my stutter to a way yet, but so the hero of that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't want that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. No, I think I think it should be a conversation. What I was also going to say at the beginning is that I think this is super meta in that like doing the podcast is helpful for your speech. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think we both felt that when we like turned a camera on and started like looking at it and there was like a bright light in your face, like that added a level of stress.
I'm oddly not stressed right now, which is
bizarre. Know, but you said there was an uncomfortable air as soon as we turned the mic on.
Yeah, I mean, originally,
or the lamp on.
But we could edit that part out.
No, I didn't. No, I don't think we need to edit it out. I think it's an interesting thing to like think about, like,
because I feel like we're way more comfortable than we were like 10 minutes ago.
I don't think 10 minutes has elapsed. I think it feels like 10 minutes. This was my point at the beginning. I think it's probably only been about 90 seconds. This is my point at the beginning when you were like, this is going to be 45 minutes. I was just thinking to myself, I don't know if
All
it's
right,
going to be 45
want me to
minutes.
bring out the list of topics?
Well, no. Okay, actually, yes, at one point. But first, I want to finish my thought, which is just that I think this is going to be therapeutic for you because this is I don't know if self-fulfilling prophecy is the right way to describe it. I think it is, which is that the act of doing this is like the goal itself, meaning you speaking on camera with a bright light in your face, just to you and I right now, but like knowing there's the potential for somebody else to listen to this, or like obviously we're not expecting a big audience for this, but like there could be a lot of people at some point. Like to think about that, have all those thoughts in your head, and then still speak is a speech exercise in and of itself.
No, yeah, I completely agree.
And so that's what I think is the major subliminal benefit of all of this.
Yeah, I don't think 2 years ago I would have shut this idea down in one second.
I don't think we need to like make this some sort of like trauma look back. Maybe at some point.
Saying,
No. My point was going to be that we don't have to talk specifically about the things you felt 2 years ago. We can at some point. I don't think that like I think this should be fun for us. We should shoot the shit. We should like, just chat like we normally would if you called me or I called you on a weeknight to talk about stupid things. But I think we know under the current of it is this is actually like a really good exercise for you too.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I always say this about basketball, and I coach a basketball team. I like just being at practice and having conversations like we've all played professional sports. We've all played professional sports. We all have not played professional sports, but we all have played on like a team and had those conversations.
Not necessarily true for everyone, but fair.
Okay, well, you've had conversations with people like on the sidelines when you're not in the game, and like those conversations always help me a lot. Just as practice.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd say that any speaking is practice.
Yeah.
Is that true or no?
No, 100%. I think, yeah, I don't really know how to get much into that. I think
no, we don't. You don't have to elaborate on it. I was just, yeah. Do you want to get into the topics?
Okay. I didn't know we'd be breaking.
Was that like an emergency topic list?
Yeah, it's an emergency topic list.
Yeah. I don't think we should treat it as an emergency topic list.
5 minutes in, not even. I don't even know how long it's been. We're already breaking into the topics list. So one exercise that I thought would be very, very funny would be, hold on, I can't have the topics.
You said funny. Does that mean we're gonna be a comedy podcast?
I think we're two funny guys.
See, I really need you to stop saying that because the more funny you say you are, the less funny you actually are. And also, I think that we should stop like acting like there's anyone listening. like you made like a couple. This like became kind of interviewee for a second, where you like kind of like looked at the camera and then like started talking, and I was like, there's no one over there. I
also think you're giving me a little bit of a hard time on episode 1.
No, I mean
and we've both never done a podcast before.
I'm just busting you like I normally would. I don't think I'm doing a good job of it either. I'm just busting you because.
But we also did talk about before us that episode 1 is going to be pretty bad. Podcasting.
Yeah. We're just trying it. We're just
trying. Two guys.
We're just trying something new. Two guys starting a hobby.
All right. So one of the ideas I had would be if I just wrote down the most random list of topics ever.
Okay.
And I just want to get your immediate response to it.
Yeah.
So it's anywhere from like vacations, travel destinations, sports, anything. Topic number 1. When will skinny jeans be back?
Oh, interesting. I think never.
Interesting.
But I guess it is true that fashion is cyclical. It will always come back at some point. But skinny jeans, I think that this like wide jeans trend is like pretty great for everybody because at least people think that they are like, or not think, but they're comfortable. Like the more comfortable things are, the less likely people are to revert to something that's more uncomfortable. What do you think about this?
I completely disagree.
Okay.
I think that skinny jeans will be back eventually, and,
Okay.
and everything goes in circles.
Got it.
Something like that. This could be like a little PTI.
Are you moving on to the next topic already? we didn't
I just
unpack
didn't think
that at all.
that was more of a brown rice, white rice situation.
No,
where I don't like that topic.
I was gonna kick that around a little bit.
I didn't like the topic.
Okay, it's fine. So we're working on it.
Father-daughter wedding songs and first dance songs.
What?
First dance songs.
Why is
Name
that
some.
a topic? Name some?
Yeah.
That's a horrible topic. Should one of the topics be good and bad topics? Because that's a bad topic. Father-daughter wedding dance songs?
Now that we're at the age that we're going to a lot of weddings, I've been seeing and interested in which songs people choose.
Okay.
I thought our friend Ray had a really good one.
Okay.
Was it?
So are we talking about
You Dance?
mother-son dance songs?
Mother, son, and father-daughter.
Okay, because you originally identified father-daughter, and I thought that was weird.
Okay, well, they both happen.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I Hope You Dance is a great one.
You're not drinking any of your water, so I'm just going to take it.
Go
if
ahead.
You don't mind.
Why don't you go ahead? I Hope You Dance, great one.
I Hope You Dance. Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. It's pretty good. I'm worried that we're going to finish this and my mouth wasn't close enough to the mic.
Also, if at any point you feel like we're just rambling, we could just have like a welcome episode and be like...
I don't think I think it's all part of it. This is my whole thing on it being meta. Like, we're just... If it's bad, it's bad. If
I
it's
feel like
good,
we're forcing conversation.
No. We don't have to be forcing conversation. I also thought that when you got here and we decided we were going to get burgers and then we decided we were going to walk to get burgers, I was worried that we were going to burn out a lot of conversation on the walk to the burgers and back. And part of that is true.
Yeah. But again, that was your idea to do that.
Yeah, I know. But I really wanted the burgers. And that's while we were walking, I was like, should we save it for the pod? And I was like, whatever. We'll figure it out.
What are we never going to talk again?
No, I know.
We go Monday to Friday without speaking, and then a Sunday night we just explode our ideas on each other.
Yeah, just have a ton of conversation topics.
No, but I think this is kind of what we want to be of, like we do half stuttering and half normal conversation.
You're doing podcast voice right now. You broke into like a different tone of voice because you felt like you were addressing America. You were talking normally. We were talking about doing normal things. And then you like leaned back a little bit in your chair and you're like, yeah, I just think that, this is going to be a podcast. Where
Again, episode 1 of the
working
pod.
through the kinks.
We're working through the kinks here.
What were we talking
and
about?
maybe we'll start thinking about Zoom also. Maybe
we could consider Zoom. Although now that with the setup, it seems pretty easy. I feel like in person's better. Also, LeBron records the shop right around the corner here.
That was on one of the topics, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Just a
We can just naturally transition into it.
It was just a general statement about LeBron.
Oh, okay. Wait, the content, yeah.
Awesome.
Should we start yelling?
And one of my coworkers, Pete, also doesn't like LeBron at all, and he texts me every day. So that's kind of what gives me like new fresh ammo. He's constantly on my mind.
Like Uncle Billy.
Yeah, and Uncle Billy. LeBron James is constantly swirling through my mind at all times.
Okay.
Just saying.
Good. I'm happy for you. He records his podcast. Or he doesn't record a podcast. I guess he does that show, The Shop.
With I don't know if he still does it. He does it with Steve Nash now. It's forget what the name is. I just listened to it.
But wasn't it like 2 or 3 years ago we were walking around the corner and there it was like
Yeah, that was HBO The Shop, but I don't know that they still do that.
Fair enough. Should we give a shout out? What else is on the list of topics?
One was James Franklin, but I wrote this down weeks ago.
Love that.
Is James Franklin ever going to win the big one?
Now we know he's not.
He can't. He actually can't.
Well, he literally cannot now. But before
he's no longer employed.
Before he could, and he just figuratively couldn't. Now he just can't.
Yeah, he actually cannot.
Yeah, he's prevented from doing so contractually, on account of him not having a contract.
And yeah, his ability to not win a big game has now put him into the situation where he can physically no longer win a big football game.
If we have any hope as far.
How much time has it been?
I don't know. I have no idea. If you had to guess, how much time do you think it's been?
20 minutes.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably right. I wish I could like click on that thing and see for real how long it was.
The tech will get there at some point.
The tech's pretty good.
I feel like if this were on Zoom, we would know though. Like,
yeah. I might put the mic down and check the recording, see how long it's.
What our main goal should be is just to spread stuttering awareness, and just have fun also. Like, I think really continue our normal conversations that we have on a daily basis, like whatever's happening on Twitter. If you see something really funny on Twitter, I think it's one of the funniest things is when I get a text from you. It's just a random Twitter account, and I think people who stutter will see this and be like, oh, you don't have to be silent in a room. You could express your thoughts and do whatever you want.
I think that's a really good point. What I was anticipating doing at the end of the podcast, you only stuttered once.
Twice, but that's kind of what I'm working on, is to not count stutters anymore.
So that's a good point. So I know you don't. I wasn't sure if I should bring that up in the podcast, but I did think it's like something interesting. The point you're fluent pretty much the whole podcast.
Yeah.
But the point is not to be fluent. Right?
The point is just to talk.
Yeah.
And you don't.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter whether you stutter or not.
Yeah. I mean, you and I are on the same page about that. That's like your clear goal, but I just wanted to call it out because I think that it's important to recognize like what the mission, your like personal goal is with speech on a daily basis, like hour to hour, minute to minute, is not to be fluent. The point of this is not to be fluent either. It's just to get comfortable with your speech.
Yeah.
Is that right? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I mean, it's not like a snap your fingers type situation where like I'm automatically comfortable and I'm not counting how many times I stuttered, even though I just did, because that's just something you have to work on.
I didn't mean to throw you off by saying
no, and I'm not there yet, which is part of the reason why we're doing the podcast. I'm not perfect. Because I don't want to think about the time I started on a W before, which I'll think about tonight. It's like, it's one of those things that's like, I like, even though that was like a 2-second stutter, that I will think about that tonight. But that's just part of the process, I think trying to find a way to put it.
I was cautious from when we started this because I don't want you to break any of the natural like preparation and like techniques and just your mindset on all of it, because like you're in like an amazing mindset about it, and the way you think about your speech is like completely changed. Like your speech hasn't changed. The way you think about your speech is completely changed.
But that has helped my speech in
Yeah.
like the way I think about it has completely turned around my speech where I just don't really care anymore.
But it's hard to do
that's
one
hard
thing.
It's hard not to care. Obviously, people care about everything, how they look,
Yeah.
how your job, like it's honestly like a skill not to care, which I think I've worked on that, and it's a skill I've practiced, and by just like going into stores and malls and just like having a stutter and not really caring.
Yeah.
But that's just something I've worked on. It's not like overnight fix.
So I think maybe that's what we need to be clear about too in doing this, is that you're not doing this to improve your speech. All of this is an exercise in working on the way you perceive your speech, how you handle like anxiety associated with your speech. Like that's where you've made all of your progress. And like, sure, your speech has probably improved as a result, but like what really is all the progress you've made is on your, like just the way you think about it, your mindset.
Yeah, no,
that's what Joey Langone helped you with.
Yeah, Joey Langone helped me not care.
Yeah.
I guess that's the only way I can put it. You just have to not care.
It doesn't need to be like an articulate way of describing it. I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
So well done.